Okay, the moment we've been waiting for all day has finally come. We got that new Spider-Man Homecoming trailer. It's the second trailer we've seen so far, and it's come very fast after the other one. It feels like the other one only just came out. I know it came out quite a while ago, but it just feels like we only just saw it and now we're getting another one. And it's like, I don't want to see too many more trailers after this, but man, I was excited to see this trailer and it delivered. It was such a good trailer. Now we got those really cool posters. We saw that one of Spider-Man like laying down with the jacket from his college or school, wherever he is. I'm guessing high school. He's supposed to be like 16 or something in this movie. Correct me if I'm wrong with that. But we saw that and it looked really cool. And it was like, that is Spider-Man as I know him. And in this trailer, we see Spider-Man as we want to see him, as just a young kid who's trying to come to terms with being this like superhero. Like we see him goofing around a bit, like splashing into the swimming pool and everything. And, Tony's just like to him, can't you just be the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man? Just, save people. You don't have to be an Avenger. And we get some cool cameos. We actually get a really cool Captain America cameo. There's a scene where they're in, like, I guess it's the school hall, and they're watching, a training video, and Captain America's on it. And Ned Leeds finds out in this trailer, so obviously he's going to find out in the movie quite early on if they're showing it in the trailer, but he finds out that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and he's like, have you met that guy? And he just looks at him and he's like, yeah, I stole that guy's shield. It was like, oh, it's a callback. And I guess that proves that people who are thinking this may be a prequel to Civil War, this proves that it's not, because he referenced it in this movie. But anyway, we do get some really cool stuff in this trailer. But what I liked about this trailer was Tony Stark actually had a lot of heart in this trailer. He comes across as a bit of a dick, but when you think about it, he's got a good point, like Spider-Man himself is a bit reckless. He's young, Tom Holland's Spider-Man is the Spider-Man that we have been wanting to see for quite a long time. That Spider-Man who's struggling with school and being a teenager, but also being a superhero. It's what we're getting here, because every other Spider-Man we've seen has been quite a bit older than Tom Holland, such as Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. They weren't supposed to really be high school students. I think Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker was a senior. So it's good to see that he's struggling to come to terms with being a superhero, but in quite a different way. And you can obviously see that Tony Stark is trying to help him out, but at the same time he can't have him being reckless. There is this one scene that we saw in the first trailer of Spider-Man like pulling like this cruise ship that's been like torn apart by the Vulture. By the way, Vulture's in the trailer quite a bit, but he's like pulling it together, and I was thinking, yeah, he's just being heroic like in Spider-Man 2 when he saved the train, because that's what it looked like. But actually it's him being reckless, and Tony Stark says to him, what if people had died? And you sort of think, well, a lot of people have died before in this world, because we know that from Captain America Civil War, which is how the whole Civil War started. So I'm thinking maybe Tony Stark realized from the events of Civil War carrying over that a lot of people have died due to the Avengers, and he doesn't want it to keep happening. So he's saying to Spider-Man, I'm going to need that suit back, because, you're being reckless about it. I can't have you running around doing this stuff, because people are after you. So, we get that side to it, and it's very interesting to see that side to it, because Tony Stark we usually think of as the reckless one, and now, look at him, we see a lot of, not a lot of him, but a lot more of him in that Iron Man suit. So I'm guessing that really cool scene where they're like swinging through Queens, when we saw it in the first trailer, was a scene that leads up to that scene of the cruise ship. But yeah, it feels a little bit, the villain in this movie, the Vulture, I mean, Michael Keaton, I love the dude, but it does kind of feel like we've seen it before, because already he's like, I blame Tony Stark for everything, I'm the cleanup guy in New York City after the Avengers. Tony Stark, what a dick. And it's like, again, are we blaming our problems, all of them, on Tony Stark? That's happened so many times, but it's getting kind of old now. I mean, I know Tony Stark's pretty reckless, and like I've said before, but we can't just blame everything on Tony Stark, right? But no, apparently we are. So the Vulture's not even really after Spider-Man, he's more after Tony Stark, I guess. But it'll be interesting to see how Spider-Man plays into this. But it was interesting that we actually got a hell of a lot of Peter Parker's homemade Spider-Man suit that we saw very briefly in Civil War. We see it quite a lot in this trailer, because obviously, like I said, Tony Stark took his modded suit back, so he actually fights the Vulture wearing the suit with like the goggles and the hoodie and everything. And it was kind of interesting. I don't really want the whole movie to be like that. I want to see a lot of the Spider-Man suit, because it's a pretty cool suit. I mean, again, when he's swinging around, it does look pretty CGI, but Of course it would. I mean, how else would you be able to do it? But I'm saying the suit itself looks pretty like CGI in itself. I know it was in Civil War because I saw the behind the scenes. I'm guessing it's more practical in this. But I'm just saying, it's a really cool suit. It just looks animated. But yeah, that homemade suit really does set itself apart from that suit that we get throughout the rest of the movie, so that was kind of cool. But there is a really cool scene. You remember that scene in the first trailer when Tony Stark says, "Don't do anything I wouldn't do, don't do anything stupid," and then we just see this plane like flying through New York, and Peter in his homemade Spider-Man suit is just trying to pull it back, and it's like, yeah, this movie's going to be pretty great. I cannot wait to see what they do with this. We've seen Spider-Man so many times in films. It's like Spider-Man and Batman. How many times are we going to get them rebooted? But I hope that Tom Holland sticks with Spider-Man this time because this looks really, really good. It looks interesting. It looks like it's a whole new sort of adventure and journey through the character's history, and yeah, it was cool to see new gadgets. We saw like the whole spider signal, the symbol. I can't remember what it's called. It has a name in the comics, but we see it like fly out of his chest, and he's like, "Whoa!" And it's like things like that. It's like seeing how Peter Parker sort of is so surprised about different things that Stark has modded into his suit, but he's also a technical genius. It's like, yeah, I love this. I really do love this. I loved the trailer for Spider-Man Homecoming. I cannot wait to see it. July cannot come quick enough. I mean, it's like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 comes out in a couple of weeks, and then they just released this Spider-Man Homecoming trailer. It's like, I'm gonna die. I am going to die. I'm so excited for both, and I don't have to wait long for Guardians, but now I've got this trailer, I've got so much to sort of be excited for, and it's just like, wow, I don't know if I'm going to survive the next few weeks. But yeah, like I said, I love this trailer. Tom Holland really is perfect, and I was glad to see quite a bit of Tony Stark. Obviously, I don't want this to be Tony Stark's movie. I want it to be solely a Spider-Man movie featuring Tony Stark, not the other way around. But I love the look of the Vulture, and I just, yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing this movie. So let me know what you guys thought of the new Spider-Man Homecoming trailer. Of course you're going to see it, so I'm not even going to ask. It's fucking Spider-Man. It's going to make billions. But yeah, let me know what you thought of this trailer. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Comment below, let me know, and I'll see you guys very soon.